Getting angry with yourself in terms of your own level of comfort, now that can change your world. Getting angry with yourself is often the passion required for a breakthrough. So many people want a breakthrough. It's not unusual. It's very, very common. So many of us would wait until we're in a place of desperation before we do anything. We're in a time where a lot of us are going for leisure, we're going for fun, we're going for pleasure. Those are like our priorities, the soft life. And I'm all for the soft life. But the problem with that, this soft life breeds the very kryptonite to progress and success. And that kryptonite is comfort. When you're seeking the soft life and you kind of get close to it, you get comfortable. And in order to grow out of that, it often requires a shift in how you perceiving things. So too many times, I've spoken to people and they want it to be pain-free. They want it to be easy. But unfortunately, the human brain is hardwired to seek safety, and safety equates to comfort. So when you're comfortable, your mind thinks, yes, we're safe. So therefore, don't do anything to rock the boat because we are safe. And that's where the danger comes in, because you're no longer seeking progress. You're now in a survival mode, let's not rock the boat kind of mode. So you don't want to break anything. It's as simple as that. You don't want to break your habits. You don't want to break your current workflow. You don't want to break your day flow. Everything is how it is. You love it. You're comfortable. You know what you're going to do tomorrow. You know what you're going to do next week. Everything is cool. But pay attention to this quote. Man cannot make himself without suffering, for you are both the marble and the sculptor. You are the captain of your ship, right? And it's your ship. So if you want to build a better life, it is literally down to you, and you have to learn to break away from old things in order to progress new things. And like a lot of my current videos, I'm doing this as a reflection to my mind processes over the last 2-3 years with the pandemic and all the stuff that I had planned, and then all everything going how it went. It allowed me time to reflect. And this is something that kept coming up over and over again, is that you're the person in the best place to know the things that you need to cut off in order to progress to the next level. This soft life breeds the very kryptonite to your progress, and that kryptonite is called comfort. Many people watching, you may have a steady job, pays the bills, you don't see yourself there forever. If you had a different thing, you'll go in a blink of an eye, but it pays the bills. You've got your car, you're paying 300-400, you're good. A couple date nights, do Dubai living for 5 days, or you go to the Caribbean for 5 days, you go to Mexico, you live your best life for 5 days because that's as far as your wallet will let you, and then you come back. The kids are good, everything is good, and you don't necessarily want to rock the boat, but in the back of your head, in the back of your mind, you want more. Like, you desire more, and you kind of fighting it, but you desire more, because as humans, that's just what we do. We always want more than what we have, but you want more, but you don't want to rock the boat because you are in a place of comfort. And as I said earlier, too often we wait until we're deeply in a desperate situation before we go all in on the progress that we're looking to witness. And you'll hear it often when someone says, right, if you needed a liver transplant, well, I'm sure you're going to somehow find the money. If your child needed specific healthcare, you're going to do whatever it takes to get it done. But why do we not do these things for ourselves before we get to the place of desperation? We wait until we're desperate, and if you've followed the traditional path of life, where you go uni, you get a job, you get a partner, you get married, you have a kid, you have a car, you have a house, and you just keep climbing up that ladder, you'll always get to a point where You want to do more, but now your expenses and your responsibilities are so stacked that making that decision becomes more difficult. Not impossible, just more challenging. And you see it all the time. You see it all the time where comfort is more important than progress. So I thank God, that during this pandemic time allowed me to see things from different perspectives. And I chose to act on inspiration instead of waiting to get in a desperate state, because it was going that way. It was going that way fast, regardless of previous, good times. That's irrelevant. What matters is now. And I noticed things going down fast, and I decided to act on inspiration instead of waiting to be in a point of desperation. Now, it's important to know what it is that you want. And I wanted to do better because I knew I could do better and I can have better. So it was up to me in order to do better. And for that to happen, I really had to get upset at myself. I really had to look inside and be like, you're in a new standard right now, but you were 100% convinced that you would reach this point of, a comfortable life. I was never in the mind frame that this is going to be hard to reach. Never. It was inevitable. But now it almost becomes a prison of your own making, and you need to break free in order to get the breakthrough. So that requires the mind work and the new habits in order for you to achieve that. One of the things that allowed me to achieve this was reading. Like, I read a lot, because you come to the understanding that there's more things that you don't know to get you where you need to go than what you currently do know. Because if you did know it, you would have been there, but you're not there. That means there's something that you do not know yet. So I went on a crusade of devouring a lot of reading materials. So I did not want to let it get to the point where I was in a place of desperation before I acted. So as I said earlier, I acted out of inspiration, and I cut the noise and I got focused. I got 100% focused. And by that, I mean like cleaning up my mind space, my mental space, my environment, my decisions that I was making. I just sorted all of that out. And I make several videos where I talk about that, about focus. I'll put it in the description below. The power of focus and saying no to things so that you can focus on the right things to get you there. But I had to get angry with myself. Like, I really did have to say, nah, bro, this is not it. You know what you want. You're on this planet to get what you want. You don't die and not get what you want and kind of be happy about it. Nah, that's not the game we're playing here. We're getting what we want and we're going for it. So I had to get angry with myself. And you really had to ask yourself, like, why are you not doing the things that you know you should do? Do you really want that 6 figures in the bank? Do you really want to go on, 4, 5, 6 holidays a year with your family and have the time freedom? Do you really want it? Ask yourself, because you might not, and that's cool. But you need to come to terms with that and stop making yourself feel guilty. But I'm sure many of us watching this right now really do want that. You want the 6-figure life. You want to have the ability to take multiple time off a year and the time freedom that comes with that. You want to break these generational, failure programming that many of us have to go around just smashing. You want to do that. I know you want to do that. You don't want to just coast through life. Don't lie to yourself. You don't want to coast through life. You do want to do that. So you got to ask yourself, why are you not doing? What is it that's actually getting in your way? And what things are you putting priorities that you shouldn't be doing? Because it's blocking you from getting to where you want to go. So as I said, I had to get angry with myself because I was not going to sit there comfortably daydreaming about trip to Zanzibar. I wanted to get to action, get to building value, get to creating wealth so that it will allow me to do those things. So ask yourself, are you comfortable with where you are at? And if you are and you want to go further, are you going to wait to be desperate about it, or are you going to be inspired and get it done? Now, the dangerous thing about inspiration is that it comes and goes. And like Picasso says, when inspiration comes, it better find you working. Because when you're working at getting to where you want to get to and you get inspired, that inspiration is like fuel to just push you over to the next phase. Keep on going. If inspiration comes and you're just sitting there watching TV, it's gonna excite your mind for a couple hours. You're gonna go to sleep, you're gonna wake up, and guess what? It's gone because you didn't use it, because you weren't working towards something. So sorry if this was a bit more triggered for anybody, and if it did trigger you, let me know. We're not here to coast. This is not a coasting place. You got to get on your work machine. You got to get on your path to success. You got to get on that grind. You got to get on that mind frame and get moving. So thank you. If you liked it, like it. If you want to share it with someone who you think is coasting, go ahead and do so, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.